What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be going over a weekly workout schedule and daily schedule for high school football players. So we're going to break down kind of like a day in the life of a high school football player. So we're going to be starting from 6 a.m. going all the way down to 10 p.m. at night. So I posted something like this on Instagram the other day, and a lot of people had a lot of opinions about this. And so I wanted to kind of make a more detailed version of it and just kind of give you some of the background, some of the thought process behind all of it, and answer some of the questions that a lot of people had on the Instagram videos. So from 6 to 6:30, here's the thing that pisses me off, you guys. I made this schedule 6 a.m. wake up time, and all the people in the comments are like, oh, well, my son gets up at 4 a.m., so he's already up 2 hours before you are. It's like, dude, your son gets up at 4 a.m. and then he goes to bed at 8. Well, what if somebody works out from 8:15 to 10? Then it's like, oh, well, that guy's working while you're sleeping. So it's like, guys, just because you get up early doesn't mean that you're a better athlete than somebody else. Maybe it can give you a mental edge on them. Hey, I'm getting up earlier than you. I'm doing the hard work, whatever, yada, yada. Cool, fine, fantastic. But you're going to tire out later on in the day, and the person who wakes up later isn't going to be as tired later in the day. So it's a push-pull. As long as you're getting your work in, you're going to be just fine, okay? So I want to clear that up, but we're going to assume that it's a 6 a.m. wake-up time, okay? So you're just going to wake up, and this is just a prep for the day. Maybe you shower. Then from 6:30 to 7:30, that's going to be you're going to drive to school, and then you are also going to eat in that time period. Eating is very, very important, guys, especially with this busy schedule that we're going to map out today. A lot of athletes throughout the school day don't eat enough. So at school, that 7:30 to 2 window, and I know some of you guys maybe have a little bit longer of a school schedule. That was a lot of the heat that I got in the comment section was oh, who has school from 7:30 to 2? Obviously, the schedule can be adjusted based on your school times, but I know for me personally in high school, I got out at 1:35 every single day, and our classes would start at 7:50. So from 1:30 on, that was when we had football, so that'd be considered our 6th period, but that's when you're having school. Now, one thing I could recommend, I'm gonna put -eat. I used to do this, and this helped me especially if I was trying to gain weight, because again, you're a high school student athlete, you have a very busy schedule. I would try to eat a snack between each passing period. So from period 1 to 2, I'd have a peanut butter and jelly in between. Periods 2 to 3, I'd have a peanut butter and jelly in between. So I was packing a lot of food during this morning period. But again, it was just a way for me to be able to gain weight, because that was something I absolutely had to do. Just make sure you're not missing your meals simply because you are at school. Now, after school, this is where it gets fun. From this 2 to 3:30 window, that's what we're going to be discussing next. So we're going to be talking about team practices, things you could do on your own, family time, and all that good stuff that obviously everybody loved to have an opinion on in the comment section of our Instagram video. Now also, fellas, if you are a quarterback or wide receiver watching this video and you would like to train with myself and my staff of coaches this offseason, we're going to be traveling out to 11 more states across the entire country for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps. So guys, check out that very first link in the description below if you'd like to sign up. Our next camp is going to be in Austin, Texas. That camp is completely sold out. But then we'll be heading out to Las Vegas, Nevada, Seattle, Washington, Chicago, Illinois, Birmingham, Alabama, Houston, Texas, Boston, Massachusetts, Columbus, Ohio, Boise, Idaho, and finishing off our tour in Los Angeles, California. So guys, if you're local to any one of those cities, we'd absolutely love to have you out. So check out that very first link in the description below if you want to sign up. Let's get back to this daily schedule. All right, so now let's get through the rest of this schedule. So from 2 to 3:30, you guys, that's going to be your team workout. So I'm going to put team workouts. Now, especially right now, we're filming this video. I know you may be watching this at a different time, but we're filming this video in February. So during February, generally it's just lifting, off-season lifts. Maybe you'll do some stuff on the field after practice, whatever the case may be, but that's going to be your team workout period. Now, I know a lot of you watching this video are skill position players, so quarterbacks, receivers, maybe running backs, right? Because it's a big portion of our channel. Maybe some of you linemen are watching this as well. But from 3:30 to 4:15, that's when I feel like you should be doing work outside of practice with your teammates. So I'm going to put RVA, but this could honestly mean anything. RVA stands for route versus air. So let's say you're a quarterback, you should get 2 or 3 receivers throwing some routes, working on your timing, working on your skills. You're a receiver, you get your quarterback. It doesn't have to be the starter, it could be the backup, just to put in that extra work outside of practice. Not only are you doing this at school while your coaches are still there, so maybe they see that and they make note of that in their head, because coaches do that, you guys. They see the effort that you're going to be putting in, or you're just building chemistry and improving your skills. So you should be doing routes versus air, and I'm just going to put /training, because let's say for example that you're You know, like let's say nobody wants to train with you after practice, but you're doing some stuff on your own, you're getting better, you guys. So now from 4:15 to 5:15, that is gonna be your drive home. So you're going to drive, and then I would say, like, so let's say maybe it takes you like 30 minutes to get home. Let's shoot conservatively here. So let's say it takes you 30 minutes to get home. For the additional 30 minutes, I would probably get started on some homework. Now, here's the thing that everybody was jumping me for on Instagram was like, throughout this whole schedule, because it's gonna get a little bit busier as the evening goes on, everybody's like, oh, well, like you're not spending time with your family. Where does your family time come into play? This schedule's gonna burn somebody out, like yada, yada. You got 30 minutes of drive time here, 30 minutes of drive time here. Those are both opportunities that you could put your phone in your bag and you could actually spend time talking to your parents, to your siblings, whatever you're doing. Like, I think a lot of times, like, honestly, what it takes to be successful, you guys, like, take it from me, you don't get a lot of free time. You know what I mean? So, like, you have to make the moments count, not make a bunch of different moments. So, like, you may only have an hour of time where it's just you and your mom, you and your dad, whatever the case may be. So, make the most of those moments. Like, would you rather have an hour of quality time or 3 hours of everybody's on their phone just doing BS and just not actually talking to each other? Because that's what most families do. Most families they're at the dinner table and, like, 2 kids are on the phone, the parents aren't even talking. Like, you're spending time with each other, but is it really actually like quality family time? I'd rather have 30 minutes of quality time than 2 hours of just like BS. That's just me personally, so that's why I suggest that there. Now, from 5:15 to 6:15, what I would say is that's probably going to be like your a second type of training. So I'm going to put second workout. So like for me as an athlete, like that would always be me like throwing with receivers, mainly throwing with like my dad. So like practice would end, I would go throw with my dad for about an hour or something like that. Or I would do some type of mechanics workout in the backyard, something extra, right? So you have your team workouts, you have a little bit of training after the team workouts, then you have your own actual workout. Maybe that's seeing a private trainer, could be something of that nature. Then from 6:15 to 7:15, that's going to be dinner. And again, that's family time as well in that dinner period. And then maybe let's say you eat for 30 minutes, then I would also crank out some homework as well. For an hour at night right here, I would also crank out some film study. So that's watching film, whether that's of opponents, whether that's of your own film, studying your film, whatever. And you could also make that like coincide with homework as well if you have homework. And then from 8:15 to 10, I recommend phone off. And then you could go family time for all you family time people out there that feel that this schedule is too tough. But right there, guys, that's a full day for a student athlete, and I really think that's doable. 6 to 6:30, you wake up and prep for your day. 6:30 to 7:30, you drive to school, you eat some breakfast. School, eat, make sure you're eating in between past periods. Stay focused at your school. When you're at school, you're not elsewhere. 2 to 3:30 team workouts, 45 minutes of routes versus air training after practice. Drive back home, doing some homework when you get home. Again, spending quality time at this drive time with your family, doing your second workout, eating dinner, finishing your homework, studying some film for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then take that phone off, spend some time with your family, do whatever you need to do to compress, maybe also finish some homework if you have a big test. That's a very doable schedule that I think would be great for any student athlete.